I love seeing that transformation in the skin.
Most powerful suggestion I give to my patients is sleep 8 hours a night.
After they started seeing their wives' skin transformation, they start asking appointment for themselves.
It's very rare now, after 20 years, that I misunderstand the patient.
I don't treat you if you don't stick into the home care.
I cannot fix if you don't fix yourself first.
Taking care of yourself is for everyone.
I always say that my practice is patient-centric.
And I can tell you now, it was awful.
Dr. Matteo Vigo is a leading plastic surgeon in Dubai with over 20 years of experience in breast augmentation and cosmetic surgeries.
He is also one of the first UAE licensed surgeons to perform Mia Femtech, a minimally invasive breast enhancement procedure that delivers natural results with minimal scarring in less than 15 minutes.
Dr. Matteo Vigo, where precision, expertise, and care come together to create life-changing transformations with natural, lasting results.
Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Beauty Talks by Dr. Matteo Vigo. Today we are with a very interesting guest because as you know nowadays the beauty part of my practice, so the beauty therapy, the laser therapy is taking a huge part. People want to do something which is minimally invasive, gives very nice result, natural result, not noticeable, and they want to go step by step, slowly. Not a lot of people, a lot of patients are a fan of big transformations, so they want to do something really step by step. So I'm very happy to announce that I'm here with Shirin. Welcome, Shirin.
Thank you so much.
So Shirin is a beauty therapist and a laser therapist. She is in Dubai and she has a huge experience in the beauty industry. So please, let's start. Tell me, how did you enter in the field of beauty therapy? What was attractive for you for this field?
Yes, first of all, thank you so much for inviting me. I'm really
Pleasure.
excited to be here with you. And what drives me to start my career is, I think it started really early, very early, young age. I was always fascinated by the beauty products, the ads on the TV, the commercials that shows the creams, the face wash. So I remember that I used to mix ingredients, trying to mimic these products. And I can tell you now, it was awful.
I can imagine. I don't know,
Yeah.
little chemistry in the house.
Yes, but this gradually just quickly grew to my passion or my career. So
That's
now I'm a
very-
beauty therapist.
Very, very interesting. And now you've been in Dubai for about a year.
For 1 year, yes.
So what you see that is different here? What is the approach here compared to your previous experiences?
What makes it unique in Dubai is the diversity. I work with clients from different background and different skin types. The standards here are very high. And what I really like in Dubai is that you have the access to all the latest technologies. And this is really push you to stay at the top of your game in this fast-moving, multicultural environment. And this is really interesting and fascinating.
Yeah, because if you don't stay at the pace with all the new technology,
Yes.
you're left behind.
Yes.
So you need
100%.
to really, I think you do a lot of courses also, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay. So you have a lot of certification in many different technologies, like Morpheus, Hydrafacial, and the list can go long and long and long. What is your favorite treatment and why?
Okay, this is a hard question to decide because I love all the technology, but I would choose Morpheus 8. I love seeing that transformation in the skin. It lifts your skin, it tightens your skin, it helps with the quality and the texture of the skin. And my clients always are amazed by the results that they got from this treatment.
I can imagine, Morpheus is well known around the world to deliver great
Results.
Great
all the
result,
time, yes.
definitely. It's also amazing how these technology are becoming more and more non-invasive. So with less invasivity, less downtime, you can have very good results. And in different aspect of the beauty. So not only the face, but the body, and everybody's looking for something which is quick,
Yes.
fast, and recovers
And less
soon.
downtime as well. They love
that's
to just
exactly.
do the treatment and continue their life.
Very, very important. And that's the part that is missing a little bit in my practice, this kind of service. We don't work together. But of course, we know each other for few months now, and I really appreciate your work. But I think that complement my job with your job is very important.
Of course.
And this goes also, for example, on the scar treatment.
Yes.
Because I do, of course, surgeries and I create scars. And I always tell the patient that there is a rule about the scars, the 3 rules: the surgeon, the patient, and the skin. So I can be the best surgeon to create a great scars. You can be the best patient taking care of the scar itself, but then your skin cannot react the way we want. So we need to intervene at a certain point. So tell me, what is your experience with scars and what is your belief in the scar treatment?
Yes, I believe that like the early intervention with treating the scars, of course, after removing the stitches, is really important in terms to give you or to heal these scars in a better way or best way. So laser resurfacing, Morpheus, microneedling, radiofrequency, even a topical approach. It really gives the better and the best outcome, and it will make the scar really heal in a very nice way. So I always recommend, after you did the surgery, you don't have to wait. You just come and just let us do the job for you, because it will really enhance the skin where we have the scar.
Yeah, no, it's very, very important. I always tell the patient, really, they need to follow my instruction, your instruction, because there is a lot of work that they need to do at home as well,
Yes.
how to take care of them. So
Yes.
I always prescribe, for example, a silicone cream for the scar or other kind of treatment that they need to do. And for me, one of the most important parts is a massage. The more you massage your scar, the less visible it will be.
100% right.
But it's not easy to let the patient do that, right? So some patients say, I will do, and then they forget. Maybe it's in a hidden part of the body, so they don't do it. If it's on the face, they will do whatever they want to make it fix. But if it's on the abdomen, on the breast, etc., say, oh yes, it will heal by itself, it will go. And it takes time sometimes to get a very nice, outcome for that.
It's 100%. But I believe as well, like, doctor, patients, especially female, they don't like to have scars in their body anywhere. So for my patient, I feel like they want to get rid of it, and they want, like, as much as possible to fade, to make it like fade like it's not there. And this is really as well interesting. Like, they have that dedication, they have the education now, and they're committed to treat.
Exactly. And they're educated, you said. They have
well
education.
educated, yes.
There's
So
a
this is
lot of-
really helps a lot.
A lot of information
Yes,
about
a
that.
lot,
So
yeah.
they know that they need to do something.
Yes.
So it's very important. And I think this applies also to the home care that you're giving to your patient, because if you do a beauty treatment, then the patient goes in the sun the moment after, they don't keep the result.
Yes.
So are your patients compliant with the home protocols that you're
It's
giving?
a must. It's a must. I don't treat you if you don't stick into the home care.
Yeah, but do they do at the end?
Yes,
Okay.
it's a must. I'm following them.
Okay.
Following. Yes,
You're
you
very
have to-
strict.
Yes.
That's good. It's important. Again,
is important.
Also for me, when I understand that I have a patient that will not follow my advice, and I say, oh yeah, but I'm traveling the day after to go on vacation. Say, no, you cannot do a procedure if you're traveling for vacation. Let's do it after. If I understand that the patient will not follow me, I would say better not to treat the patient, because then you can have only problems, and they complain with you, oh, you didn't do a good job. No, I did a good job, but you mess it up.
Right.
I tell you a funny story. I had one patient who did the breast surgery with me, and she came back after 5 days for the first checkup, and she had a massive infection in the breast scars. I said, what happened? What did you do? Nothing. I just went to the sauna. I said, when? The day after the procedure. I said, really? How can you understand that this is not possible? And she said, well, in the post-operative instruction that you gave to me, it was not written that I could not go in the sauna. I said, yes, it's called common sense that you cannot do that, Now I wrote in all the post-operative instruction, you cannot go to the sauna for at least 3 weeks after a procedure. Because patients, they think that they are always in the right idea. This will not harm you. And then at the end, it will harm me, my job, and them.
And the patient. That's true.
So it's very, very important that people will follow us and will give us,
100%, yes.
all the follows that we need. So talking about, patients and their home care and how they can keep the result that we are giving them for a long period of time, what are the 3 beauty tips that you feel to give to our listener today?
Okay, sunscreen is a must every single day. There is no excuse.
Yes.
And secondly, don't over exfoliate. The more you do, not always will be good. And last, I would say hydration is key, either from both sides, either within or with home care that we are providing them after the treatment.
Yeah, I always give a lot of supplements to my patients as well, because it's very important that, they have a nice gut health, for example, because this reflects on the skin. So if they have a inflamed gut, etc., it will not let them heal or let them, glow as they want. They need to, eat clean. So all these kind of things, as you said, from within, it's very, very important. It's very powerful, very effective
Yes.
for them to understand that. Yeah.
Of course, it always reflects what you eat, what you do, your lifestyle. It's always reflect outside. So it's not only just one part, what we do outside, it's outside and inside.
Yeah,
It's
also
always aligned
one
together.
of the most powerful suggestions I give to my patients: sleep 8 hours a night. That's very important. If you sleep a lot, your skin will say thank you to you and will show to other people.
Yes.
People are sleeping like 4 or 5 hours a night. You see them immediately.
Yes, yeah,
and
100%.
and then they come to you and try to fix it. I said, yeah, but I cannot fix if you don't fix yourself first. So everything starts at home. Very, very important. And then of course we are there to deliver whatever we can to make it the best option for them.
Yes.
What is a funny episode that you had with your patients? Something that we can make our listener laugh about it.
Yeah, actually, I have few husbands. They are complaining all the time. Their wives are coming too often to me. So
I don't want to
after-
spend their money.
I believe so, yes. So after they started seeing their wives' skin transformation, they start asking appointment for themselves. So now the story has changed. They want to book the same time their wife's coming to have a treatment for themselves. And now the complaint even changed. So it started from too much, and now please book for me, or even worse, when is your next appointment with Shirin? Which is really really nice.
I think also
It's really-
the male world is opening to the beauty treatments a lot,
yes.
because even in the barbers now you receive a lot of course on a different level, but a lot of suggestion adds on. You can have these kind of things and the waxing and the facials, because men are caring a lot about it.
It's
And I
really
see
good.
also in
Yeah,
my field,
it's really
yeah.
good. It's really good. I like that because it's skincare and it's for everyone. Taking care of yourself is for everyone. So it's really nice. You see like this transformation, more male patient. That's really interesting.
Because they
really
always
nice.
say, a man should age as it is because he's more handsome when with his wrinkles. Yeah, it's true. Of course, we tend to care a little bit less than women of the perfection of the aesthetic appearance. But at the end of the day, if I can have one wrinkle less or I can have a glowing skin, why not? And when they come to me and they ask me my age and they give me less year than I have, I'm proud of that. Because I do some treatment as well. Of course, I
100%,
try
yes.
to take care of
course,
myself.
it's a must.
We need,
Yes, we need,
we
yes.
are the faces. And if we don't take care of ourselves,
Yes.
how can we deliver good results?
100% in
Yes,
your mirror.
definitely. I think you also were very close with medical professional. You see a lot of patient post-surgery, etc., etc. What is the secret to keep the patients attached to this circle? Because at the end it's a circle. So patient comes to me, that goes to you, then from you can come back to me, and vice versa. It's very important to keep the patient in this kind of loop, not because we want their money, but because we care about the well-being. And that's important. So what is the secret in your opinion?
I think it's communication. I believe if you make your patient feel seen, heard, it's really good. And education as well. Educate them how to take care of themselves. It's really help through their process of healing. So they will feel more confidence and more empowered.
Yeah, that's very important. I recently recorded a podcast with a good friend of mine who has this experience agency. So he was talking about how the experience of the patient count and makes the patient feel absolutely very connected with their therapists, their doctors. And as you said, they need to feel that like listened and heard and seen. And if you don't deliver this, if you don't communicate with them in the right way, you're not keeping them.
No way to keep them. No way. I think a good communication, a good relationship between your clients is really crucial, because that's what make them feel even safe and more trusting into you and your treatment, and that will just like making you move forward. So when they come even to you, they don't ask, they trust in you, they give you the whole trust. Do your job. We have the full trust in you.
Exactly.
This is really important.
Especially because sometimes for me, they come, they do a surgery, and they disappear. They come for the follow-ups, but they don't continue to put their health in my hands. With you, if they come for one time for you is nothing. You need to see them regularly to keep the result going on. So it's very important that they trust you. And if you don't have this communication, if you don't have this kind of feeling where you know even their lifestyle, I think sometimes they are confident for them, right?
Yes,
they talk a lot with you during the treatments.
Of course.
So you know a lot of their secrets, and that's important.
Yeah. A lot of their secrets, and I really love the part when they start seeing transformation, and you will start see their confidence level are higher. Now they are more proud of their skin. They are more proud of their look. They are showing their faces more, less makeup, let's say. So these type of comments, when it comes, it's really, really, really nice.
Yeah.
It feels like this is what I am here for. This is my job. This is what I'm here for, to really transform patient lives. It seems simple, but actually it's not. It's like a whole approach we are creating for them until we reach this level, which is really keeps you all the time feel like this is why I'm here. This is my business. This is why I just choose that career.
Yeah, that's very, very interesting. And again, we have a different level of job, but at the same time, we are doing the same thing, making the people feel better with themselves, more beautiful, more confident. And it's very, very empowering, because when you see these people that are really coming in maybe with a bad smile or are not happy with their skin, and then after X amount of treatment go out and say, oh my God, now I love myself, is the best reward for us, right? Also for you.
Yes, of course,
Yeah.
yes. Right.
So what's next for you? What are you taking any other training, any other new machine or something?
Yes, I'm always into training. I am always into, so I'm planning as well to soon to have a new certificate, just stay updated with the newest trends. And I believe no matter how many years you are in this profession, there is always something new to learn.
The technology is evolving so fast.
Yes.
Sometimes I cannot keep up with that.
Yes,
I don't have the time. If I start training, I
Yes.
don't work. So yeah, definitely. And what do you feel is the biggest challenge to be in Dubai? Because you said at the beginning, there was a lot of nationality, a lot of different type of skin, etc. But is it difficult to retain the customers, for example?
I think this is the most difficult part in Dubai, I see, because the competition here are very high. But I believe that if you know what you're doing and if you do it genuinely, you don't have, for me, I don't believe like I have any obstacles in retaining the patient, because communication is there, you understand their needs, you give them the results they want, they trust in you, so definitely they will be back.
Yeah, absolutely.
Definitely they will be back.
And how is important the environment you're working in? Because, they have a relationship with you, but then you need to have a supporting system, like the booking system, the reception. How important is this for you?
It is so important, because since the client just arrived at the clinic, how they treated her, how they taking care of her until she arrives to my room, after the follow-up, it's all important here. Back home in my practice, it's we have like more shorter version of business. It's easy. You do everything by yourself. So you can control everything. Here, it's a bit challenging. You need to follow all these details because you know 100% what's going on with the patient, everything is done. But sometimes if someone just missed some information or didn't do it properly, that might really affect.
No, definitely, because then the patient,
patient.
more easy for them to remember a bad moment in the whole
Yes,
beautiful
in the whole-
experience
yes.
rather than the whole journey or maybe their transformation.
100%, yeah.
It's very, very important that all the staff is well trained and is focused on one single, goal, which is the patient well-being.
Yes.
Patient. I always say that my practice is patient-centric. Everything that I do goes around the patient. If you take many successful brands, for example, they create devices, products, objects around the need of the customer. Not they create something for the customer. You just make it around you. And that is very, very important. So if you develop something starting from the patient, you cannot be not successful. You definitely have a success story down the line.
100%,
Yeah.
yeah.
So I've seen also that you're very active on social media. Maybe
Yes,
we'll
I
put a social media link here so you can see and you can follow her. You're doing, a lot of funny videos, but also a lot of informative videos about the treatments, what you're offering. And it is, I like this kind of approach because it's a mixture of professionalism, but also to show who you really are. And you are very, what I really liked about you when I met is the fact that you're very simple very genuine as a person, and very knowledgeable, of course. You know what you're doing, but at the same time, not pretentious. I know a lot in the industry that they think they are the best in the world and nobody's better than them. And then you see the results and really, that's what you're doing. So it's very, the fact that you're humble and you're genuine, you're simple, I think gives you a plus. And I think patients they do already like you and love you and trust you.
Yes, 100%. I like it simple. I'm always say I'm a very simple person, very professional, but I like it to be simple, and I like to be more close to the patient. This is the best approach to keeping them, just not making them feel like they have like there is borders between you and them, or there are a line, or they come to someone who cannot talk to them, who cannot even hear or listen. So this is really important. Just stay humble.
You become
just
also
listen
confident to them, and they feel safe when you're, especially for you, because you spend a lot of time with them while you're working. They have the freedom to talk, and they feel in their space, and they feel that they are safe. They can tell you whatever they want, like nag about the husband or the children or their work day, whatever, because they know that they are heard. So it's I always say in our job we need to be partially a psychologist also.
Yes, it has some part. I'll be very honest. It has some part. No,
for sure. Also for me to understand if the patient is ready to do a procedure, if mentally she's ready to take a little bit of discomfort, of pain. The pain tolerance is important. The emotional status of the patient at that time, for me, is absolutely delicate and very important. If they're not ready for that, I would say, sorry, it's not the moment. Come back when you're ready to do it, because then I know I can deliver the same result, but the patient will appreciate it 10 times more. And if the patient is ready for that, that's very important.
So I have a question. So do you think that if you know your patient well, and if you are getting more into details with them, their lifestyles, their backgrounds, does this affect the results that you are providing them, or your treatment approach or your surgery approach?
The result, no, but the surgery approach, yes, or the treatment approach, because I know who I'm talking to. If I'm talking to a very fit patient that goes to the gym every morning at 5, I know I cannot do something that will stop her lifestyle for 4 weeks because I do an implant under the muscle, for example. Okay, so it's very important that you tailor your approach to each single patient. And this will not change the final outcome, because the final outcome for me, I already envisioning the patient when they walk in my room. If they had to do a breast, the moment they remove their bra, I know exactly what I have to do, which kind of implant I'm going to use, and 99% of the time I'm right at the first glimpse. But it's very important that I understand also again the patient, and it's very rare now after 20 years that I misunderstand the patient, because I know exactly what they want, the kind of result they want. Sometimes they come and say, I want a very natural result for my breasts. Look like this. And they show me a picture of a woman with like huge breasts, full in the upper pole. I said, this is not natural. So I know that they have a perception of beauty, which I need to adapt mine to theirs. As you said, a lot of different nationalities. The idea of beauty is totally different, because they might want the same, super nice skin. But from the idea of beauty, they want tightened eyes, they want higher cheeks, they want a pointy nose, they want smaller, bigger lips. It's completely different from one nationality to the other. So you need to really understand your patient that you have in front of you. That's why I try to take a lot of time to spend with the patient, and I ask different questions in order to understand. I always ask what their job, what they're doing, how busy is their lifestyle, if they have kids. Of course, this is part of the medical analysis they do, but I need to know you. When I know you, I know I can deliver something which is good for you and not something which is generic to everybody. I tailor plan every single patient of mine.
But have you ever say no to a treatment? Like you think that, sorry, go home, I cannot do this. I cannot do this for you.
A lot of time.
Because I tend to do this as well sometimes.
The problem nowadays, and had a very interesting podcast with the psychologist, is Snapchat dysmorphia. So people are seeing on the social media a lot of different perfection in the body, in the face, or not perfection, but what is the extreme level of plastic surgery or beauty treatment, etc. And they come and said, I want this. And I said, this is not going to work for you. I'm not going to do this because you will look worse with this treatment, this surgery, rather than doing nothing. And I always say to the patient, if it's not the moment, if you are not realistic on what is your expectation, that's the door. I'm not running after patients. My job and my mental sanity is much more important than have an extra patient pay me for the surgery. So I want really to treat people who are healthy, who are in a perfect mental status, and who are really, how can I say, ready to take what is after the surgery itself, because some patients they don't have pain tolerance. Mm-hmm. And I don't want to have really a patient who stays there nagging every single moment. They can have pain, of course, is their right. I'm trying not to let them feel pain, but sometimes it happens. Yes. But if they do not understand the limit between the discomfort and the real pain, then for me it's a real problem, because they will start texting me 24/7, all my team. And thanks God this doesn't happen often, because I can recognize the patients. So yes, I tend to change my plans for the patient themselves. But also I think it's the same for you, because if you know that a person loves to go on the beach every day, you don't perform sun treatment.
Yeah, 100%. I would refuse.
You do something lighter, much more superficial.
Here in Dubai, it's like they come, they want tomorrow to go, or the same day, to the beach. No, we cannot, sorry, we cannot do it today. Come back after 2 weeks, we can do the treatment. Yes, here it's as well challenging, because they want it. They just want it now. And if I feel, especially, it will really harm, I would say definitely.
I had a patient a few years ago. I was medical director in one clinic in Dubai, and she came for laser removal, simple procedure. Because we gave the post instruction, for 2 weeks you cannot expose yourself to the sun, blah, blah, blah. She came back after a month and a half with a lot of, white spots on, and we said, but what did you do? Nothing. I was not on the beach. So we went on her social media. She was every day doing surf without the proper clothing. And we said, excuse me, but this is your fault. You signed for the post-op instruction. You should not do that. And you were there with a bikini. Of course, your legs were exposed. And of course, you can have this kind of problem. So yeah, patients really, really need to be followed up a lot.
Follow up, yes, follow up.
And again, we come back to the same experience. If
Yes.
they're welcome in our clinic, then they follow up, and then you can close the circle. At the end, the result will be great.
Yes, 100%.
Definitely. Shirin, it's been a real pleasure. I think we gave some tip and tricks. We can maybe, work another time together and give more in details for specific treatments. I didn't want to be too commercial today. Just
Yes.
Introduce yourself to my
Thank you
listener.
so much.
And it was a really pleasure to have you here.
Thank you so much. It was really a pleasure to be here with you, and I really enjoyed it. Thank you so much, Doctor.
Thank you. For all my followers, thank you so much for being here. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Please put a like and subscribe to the channel. Stay tuned because we will have soon very interesting episodes coming up. I have more and more guests willing to join me on this podcast, and we are growing our community to give you more info and more details about the world of plastic surgery, aesthetic medicine, but not only, also the business around the aesthetics, which is growing and a very rapid growth every single day. Stay tuned and see you soon. Because you deserve the best.